What is going on, Guardians, and welcome back to another Destiny gameplay video. Hey, in this video I'm going to be talking about having a good fight or flight sort of response in the game and how that can really help you. So I'm going to give you a couple of instances where I had to either fight or flight, why I chose to do what I did, and this kind of also goes back to when I made the suggestion that you really have to be decisive. You have to be a decisive player. You have to make a decision on the fly and just roll with it. Indecision will get you killed a whole lot more than making a bad decision will, if that makes sense. So I'm going to show you a couple of times where I made a decision and it was an informed one and how it paid off. So this very first instance I'm going to break down. We're pushing up with the spark. So teammate picked it up. Now I'm going to push up with my heavy ammo and try and blaze a trail for our spark runner. So I'm just kind of getting up in the grill. I miss my third rocket. I go to pursue the guy. He pops his storm trans. Now I'm in a tight hallway, little bottleneck with the storm trans. This is a fight scenario. There's no way I'm getting away from this guy. So I stick it out. I pull out what's going to give me the best chance, and that's my chaperone, and gun him down. And then we push up together. I do die, but we get the rift ignited. I took aggro for the last guy there in the spawn. Now here's another scenario where I spawn up and there is a blade dancer. There's actually two here in my spawn. So I managed to out juke one of them, and I knew I couldn't just turn and run. I needed to sort of just try and evade him. And now I see another red blip on the radar, and I'm choosing flight over fight. I don't just turn around and challenge him. I jump up onto these boxes and try and play defensive. Turns out to be the right move because when I get up here I see that it was a blade dancer. So had I stayed down on that regular tier, I probably would have just been wrecked by that blade dancer. So here's another example of a time where I really wanted this three-piece, right? I wanted the team wipe, and look where the reticle is when I pull the trigger. It's just a smidge to the right, and bullet magnetism is not a thing on snipers. It is on primaries, but not on sniper rifles, so it doesn't give it to me. So I'm just going to play slow for a bit. I know I've got time for the disarm before his teammates spawn up. I'm playing defensive. I wait out his golden gun, and then I make my move. I slide, I shade step, I do whatever I have to do to avoid taking damage. So it was flight before it was fight, and then I decided when the right moment was to push in. So here's an example of a time where I'm choosing flight. I dropped that defensive super, and it just barely reaches him, and then I'm dropping back to the dome just to try and get some nice angles on people, end up getting a nice team wipe out of it. So sort of making that decision on the fly is something that's going to really pay off. You need to commit to a decision. Am I going to run, am I going to stay? Or maybe a combination of the two. But having a good flight or fight sort of sense is a great thing to have. Here, I started to go down the main alleyway, down to bottom middle, and I saw I was getting hard scoped, so I instantly just make a decision, nope. Jump backwards, I take a shot to the body, but I'm able to survive it, regain my health, and then push up on the right side with my teammates as they help me blaze a trail, and we end up getting a nice rift ignition here. And it was all because I decided early on when I first picked that thing up, flight over fight. I wasn't going to stick it out when I had a hand cannon out with a sniper at the bottom of the ramp. That just wasn't a good call. So fight or flight, guys, fight or flight. Make a decision and stick to it. Here, I'm just trying to outmaneuver and juke these guys, and I managed to get away from that bow and then shoot him down. But this is something that's really going to come in handy if you're a decisive player and you just make up your mind right then and there what you're going to do. That's going to dramatically change the way you play the game. It's going to change your average KD. Not that KD is hugely important, but I mean, obviously it's good to have a higher KD at the end of matches. It makes you feel better, more accomplished. You killed more than you died, and that's a great thing, obviously. So there's value in having a good KD. It's an indicator of how well you did. So learning, like here, I'm gonna end up going against a couple of guys, and my radar's gonna be completely lit up. See, I'm gonna push up. I want that spark. It's up, but then look at all this red. So I take a hard right. I try and isolate a guy, and then I'm just kind of pushing around the sides of this courtyard to try and get people who are isolated. And I don't end up, making a lot happen here. I get 2 kills out of it, and then here I just turn around and just put as many shots as I can on that guy. I know I was gonna die. But what that did was it allowed my teammates to push in to get the spark. I got 2 kills, and then primed a guy, took another guy's shields out for them, so they could pick up the spark, get a kill. We get assist points and kill points, and then they would get to push forward with the spark. So it's just all about being intelligent about the way that you enter these engagements, using your cover to your advantage. Here again, I knew that was a fight scenario as that Stormcaller is pushing. There's no way I can get away from him, and you may as well just see how much damage you can get on him. So I pulled out the chaperone and just popped him in the head. So what I'm actually going to do for the remainder of the video is I've compiled a couple of nice kill streaks that I had. There's nothing necessarily crazy that was done in terms of flashy plays or gunplay or anything like that. No crazy breaker medals and all that biz. They were just solid kill streaks where it was just a matter of picking which engagements I was going to stick out and which engagements I was going to run from. And it ended up helping me go on some nice long kill streaks and having a solid KD at the end of these matches. And honestly, that's what it's about. It's not about being flashy all the time. Sure, those flashy plays look cool and they feel pretty cool at the end of them, but realistically, that's not going to be the majority of your matches. And if you want to have nice positive games for the majority of your matches, it's going to be all about picking which engagements that you're going to stick out and which ones you're going to break off from. So I'm going to play these clips for you for the remainder of the video, and I'll just cut out my commentary. There's really nothing I can do other than just talk about what I'm doing in the gameplay itself. So hopefully you enjoy that gameplay. If you have any questions about it or why I made a specific decision in those plays, feel free to ask in the comments section. And yeah, guys, hopefully you enjoy it. We'll catch you in the Crucible.
Forward, double kill. Your runner is advancing. Your team has ignited the enemy ring. your spark runner.